Sorry. Let
It's
me answer the door. Oh,
Monday.
shit. You're yelling already. I didn't answer the door.
What happened?
I thought I was supposed to answer the door.
Oh, no. I was putting that in so that when I go to edit, I'll hear the spikes and I'll know where we start.
I thought it was a bit.
No, not a bit. Welcome.
Like most of my life.
We'll keep all of this in, though.
Yes,
Little
please.
inside baseball. It's Monday. It's morning.
Do you think there's one listener out there who's like, what? They don't script it? What the fuck is
you
this?
telling me this thing isn't completely written every single week? I am crazy, oh, baby.
Their writer's room must be pissed.
You're telling me that this is not all off the... This is all on the top of the head? You telling me?
You telling me?
You telling me?
Phil, are we telling you?
Even Phil's... Dude, New York Philharmonic over here getting in on it.
Ew.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Welcome back.
Hey, guys.
I know you're like, oh, it's been so long since we talked spooky after we had that Q&A last
The
week.
weather's getting so chilly.
Actually, it's like weirdly like warm in Massachusetts.
Yeah, we have about 20 years left on this planet.
Yeah, it's like 50 degrees in middle of December, and I'm like, does this mean the Red Sox are playing? Huh? I don't know.
Does this mean Wally the Green Giant or whatever their mascot is saw his shadow?
Does this mean I get to have hot dogs in my cool car?
Phil, you can hear all the hot dogs. You'll be the glizzy goat right behind Nancy Reagan.
Oh, baby. Hey, we keep up with the times over
People
here.
are going to Google that and be like, what?
People are going to be like,
fuck?
What does this mean? And we're going to go, well, turns out.
Turns out history was real crude.
History was crude. Welcome to Monday Morning Macabre, the show where Scones and I being Darcy, discuss various ooky spookies. And Phil for season 3.
Season
Thanks,
3,
guys. Thank you
Phil.
so much for including me. I just want to say that.
Phil's voice is always a little different, and I love it.
Yes, and I only pick up about half of what he says.
Yeah, well, he said, thank you for including me, and I love it. So,
Oh, I'm glad you can understand.
yeah, I have. Well, I mean, I've known Phil for a little bit now, and after having our heart-to-heart over the food in the fridge,
yes,
we've really learned a lot about each other.
Yes, so we're back to your regular spooky
back.
programming. Hope you enjoyed the Q&A.
Hope you guys liked it. Dropped a exclusive for that of that episode that I'm having another child. So send all of your, if you guys have Huggies or Pampers, we'll take either.
Send those little what are those gift bags that woman in New Orleans sent on our New Orleans episode?
Oh,
like creepy bags.
They're called like Gree-Grees. Yeah, Gree-Grees.
Yeah, Gree bags.
I don't know how the
Gree
fuck
bags.
I remember that, but yeah,
that
wow.
was wild. I'm proud that you're keeping up with your voodoo.
I'm proud
like your New Orleans voodoo.
Green bags are my favorites too. Don't forget about me.
Phil loves Gree bags. He started bringing his lunch in a Gree bag now that we straightened him out on the whole lunch situation.
Yeah. I straightened him out all right. I went slap.
It was graphic. HR was there.
HR was cheering me on, giving me
yeah.
beers
Me and HR were splitting
cool.
a large popcorn watching this.
HR is our friendly robot.
Yeah.
So anyway, we could go down that bit alley, but who needs to? Welcome. Guys,
but there's several people listening being like, just stop.
Yeah, hey, stop. Just stop.
Is any of this usable? I don't know.
I'm drinking on I'm going to just give a little shout out to what I'm sipping on. Shout out to Stone Brewery.
Sipping on leprechauns.
Imperial Starfucker.
Wow.
Shout out to you. Fawker. They're a little cheeky. Oh, this reminds me. I get to tell this on the pod, Scony.
Ooh, tell me that on the pod.
Ooh, tell me on the pod.
Tell me on the pod.
At the package store, the Packy, if you're in college. And
also, if you're not from New England or America, that's a
liquor store.
Yeah, in New England, we call liquor stores package stores.
Is that only a New England thing?
For short? I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, well, I better finish this beer and drive to all the other states. Am I right?
Go to the fucking Packy, kid.
So I'm in line. There's a female cashier and a very old man in front of me. And
how old was he?
Well, I'll tell you. Did you not hear this story earlier when I told it? Because I told it in our Discord.
You did, but I'm embellishing the story.
Oh, perfect. You're doing such a good job. I didn't know. So this man was very old, and we'll find out the exact age in a second. But he's at the front counter, and he is just saying things to this woman that you're not allowed to say. He was sexually harassing her.
It makes you get sad.
And he's just going, I could be your sugar daddy, honey. Come on, beautiful. Let me be, like, doing stuff like that. And he sounded like that. That's not like a voice I'm putting on. That is exactly what he sounded like. And the lady, the cashier, was obviously uncomfortable. And then she saw me, and I was kind of making that like face of like, I can tell this is fucked up. And so she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I have to help the customer behind you, sir. And he turns around and he goes, oh, he's bigger than me. And I was like, first of all, thank you so much.
Yeah, what a flex on the pod. This is why you're telling the story.
Yeah, exactly. I just want a 91-year-old complimented my height. And then he's like, I'm sorry, I'm just a dirty old man. I was like, am I now the target of your sexual harassment? I'm confused. And
you need a sugar daddy?
Yeah, okay. I'm open to anybody. I'm like, that's very inclusive of you, sir.
I got money to throw.
Yeah. And so he takes the hint and walks out. And I'm kind of chuckling, and the cashier's like laughing, and she's like, I looked at his ID. And he's 91 years old, so I can't, I'll just, just let him say whatever he wants to say.
Yeah, that's like, an old, funny. Crispy man.
And his old bag of bones of a wife was waiting for him in the driver's seat. And,
good.
I hope he's doing well.
I can't wait to get, like, do you ever have that, like, thought in your head, like, am I just going to hit, like, middle-aged to, like, senior citizen and just become the worst? Because that's what seems to happen to men.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, yeah, it's like how much of like my like
how bitter and terrible.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like what happened. I'm just like you fucking bag, and you're like you just said like 40 slurs. You can't do that.
Maybe it will be different because our listeners will keep us young.
That's true. We do every month take a Patreon listener and drink their blood for the youth that is contained within.
But we keep their card
is not being
hooked
metaphorical.
We keep their card hooked up though.
Oh yeah, we know. I mean, we
still get their money, baby.
We got suddenly a bunch of like people donating hundreds of dollars. They've upped their the Patreon pledge. But so thank you guys for doing that. This week, enough of the chit chat. Let's get to the Zupa de Pesca.
Stop the chit chat.
The spook du jour.
Yes, we got a listener suggestion.
Ooh, Scony is presenting a listener suggestion. I hope you're like, Mothman. I'd be like, I got bad news.
Chimneys, no. Ooh. Chimneys 2. We gotta work on that.
Chimneys 2, children working.
We should just make a full-length movie called Chimneys and then make 4 of them.
It'll be the best horror movie ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The first one and the fourth one will be good, but the rest of them are okay. Anyways, this listener suggestion is from Sarah_06 on Instagram.
Get Grams on.
Grant me. Yes, and she actually had a great question last week. She had the Gen Z question about the berries and cream.
Ah, of course, my dear.
That sparked a generational debate for the ages.
I
think when that question was asked, we turned into those old guys we were fearing of becoming.
Yeah, I think so. I guess that's when we were like, hey, we lived the war.
Anyway, we're going to be talking about Gloria Ramirez, a.k.a. the Toxic Lady.
Gloria. That's exciting. I like that.
Band, play us in.
The Toxic Lady because she like wouldn't FF at 15. You guys
because
get that, League of Legends players?
She loved to play. Yeah, she would say horrible things on her Xbox Live chat. She was super toxic. No,
her Call of Duty lobbies got racist.
Did the band already play?
Sure.
Okay.
You know what? Let's have them play twice. No, I wouldn't.
Let's have them do a rendition of Britney Spears' "Toxic." Hashtag free Britney. Hashtag Britney's free. We could talk
change
about
our
that.
intro music to Toxic. We haven't, but you know what? Shout out to Britney Spears.
Honestly,
and I hope her
what
dad
she
goes
went
to
through.
prison.
Yeah, we could 100% talk about that as a macabre subject.
Mm-hmm. And I honestly bet if we tweeted at Britney Spears and we're like, hey, can we use Toxic as our intro music to our podcast? She might be like, sure, I don't fucking
She'd
care.
be like, fuck yeah, I finally have rights to this shit. Use it. Anyways.
Let's talk about this toxic lady.
Yeah, my source is our old favorite.
My source is my ex-girlfriend who we're talking about.
Hey, Lamau. No,
that would be
Gloria.
Crazy.
I don't remember. What's my ex-wife's name?
What?
If only I remembered.
I don't know.
Season 3, episode 1, Dar. So it's already been a while.
Oh, yeah, like Scoops Toblerone. I don't remember.
Scoops Toblerone. Just milking me for that fucking alimony money, and I'm
Sconies milkers.
Anyways, allthat'sinteresting.com. We haven't been there in a while this season. Mm-hmm. We're back. We got an article by Willem DeLong.
Willem Dafoe? Tom DeLong?
Tom DeLong and Willem Dafoe
had a baby?
A super group. Oh, I like where you went.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that they had a baby. And it was called like Never Blink 182. I think that's the best we're gonna get given the short amount of time I can think of it.
That's really fucking good.
Thank you. I hope everyone else maybe gets it.
If anyone has seen The Lighthouse and knows who Tom DeLong is, that is such a fucking good joke.
For having maybe 5 seconds, I'm pretty proud of myself.
He's like known in that scene in The Lighthouse for not blinking intentionally. Yep.
It's kind of a deep cut in the Willem Dafoe universe, but the Blink 182 is probably over the plate.
Anyways. The baffling death of Gloria Ramirez, a.k.a. the Toxic Lady. When Gloria Ramirez was rushed to the hospital and medical personnel began working on her, nurses took note of odd smells and then mysteriously fainted.
She tooted so much.
Yeah, it wasn't farts.
She was a whacking fact machine, kid.
Gloria Ramirez. I'm still stuck on the Blink 182.
I think, dude. Okay, yeah, I'm I don't mean to toot my own horn, but holy moly.
Man, that was so good.
Walking fart machine was my favorite scene in Good Will Hunting when they were just constantly calling everyone a walking fat machine.
Hey, you walking fat machine. What are your equations on the wall?
My boy's wicked smart, you walking fat machine.
Gloria Ramirez was an ordinary woman living in Riverside, California with 2 children and a husband.
Riverside, motherfucker.
Where you at? Reverend Brian Taylor called her a friend to everyone she met and a joker who brought joy to others.
Okay.
However, that all changed on February 19th, 1994, when Gloria Ramirez was rushed to General Hospital in Riverside.
94. Shout out to my 94s.
That's like almost exactly your birthday.
What did you say, January 4th?
February 19th, 1994.
Yeah, that's pretty damn close to the OBDAY. Let's hear it for me.
She was undergoing a rapid heartbeat and a drop in blood pressure. The woman could hardly breathe and was answering questions in incoherent sentences. To make this case even more unusual, the woman was just 31 years old. Ramirez also had late-stage cervical cancer, which would explain her deteriorating medical condition. Doctors and nurses... What?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah, what's up, Phil?
You see, drive a wicked hot car.
Does it say if she drove a wicked hot car?
Let me, hold on, Control F, wicked,
wicked
hot car. No, it doesn't look like it, Phil.
Well, let's look at it anyway.
No problem.
Anyway, continue.
To make this this case even, nope. Doctors and nurses went to work on Ramirez right away to try to save her life. They followed procedures as much as possible by injecting her with drugs to try to bring her vital signs to normal, but nothing would work. When nurses removed the woman's shirt to apply defibrillator electrodes, they noticed a strange, oily sheen on her body. Medical staff also smelled a fruity, garlicky odor coming from her mouth.
She's trying to protect herself from vampires.
Nurses then placed a syringe in Ramirez's arm to obtain a blood sample. Her blood smelled like ammonia, and there were manila-colored particles floating in the blood.
Ooh,
that's super scary.
She's on that early goop.
The doctor in charge of that ER the doctor in charge of the ER that night looked at the blood sample and agreed with the nurses on duty. Something wasn't right with the patient, and it had nothing to do with the heart failure.
Thanks, Doc.
Wow.
Imagine him like seeing fucking yellow things floating in her blood and being like, my prognosis, something's not right.
Something's not right. Suddenly, one of the attending nurses started to faint. Another nurse developed breathing problems. A third nurse passed out, and when she awoke, she was unable to move her arms or legs.
Jesus.
So what was going on?
They didn't have passive income streams. And audience, we're here. Listen, our course is available.
Their cars were not insured with the most reliable.
They kept spending money on frivolous items instead of living under their means.
Avocado toast. What was going on? A total of 6 people were unable to treat Ramirez because they kept having strange symptoms that were somehow related to the patient. Symptoms range from fainting and shortness of breath to nausea and temporary paralysis. Ramirez would die that night. Even after the patient's death, the night at the hospital would get even weirder. Ghosts. In order to handle the body, a special team arrived in hazmat suits. The team searched the ER for any signs of poison gas, toxins, or other foreign substances. The hazmat team didn't find anything that could suggest how the medical staff fainted.
This shit is crazy. Did they have a fucking what's it called? What's the like?
Oh, Mr. Thirsty from the dentist who sucks up all the extra stuff in your mouth?
Yeah. That's what I meant.
I don't. Hold on. Let me control F. Mr.
Thirsty. Did they refer to it as Mr. Thirsty for you?
No, I'm not seeing it.
No, I'm thinking of a Geiger counter.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, they did not. Okay. But that would be cool. That
an HR Geiger counter.
Yeah, you literally just brought like so many scenes from 80s movies into my head.
Yeah.
The team then put the body in a sealed aluminum casket. An autopsy didn't happen until almost a week later, and in a special room where the autopsy team conducted its work in hazmat suits as a precaution. The press would dub Ramirez the toxic lady because no one could get near the body without facing a bevy of medical problems.
I mean, it's a cool name, but also like the laziest fucking thing they could have come up with. But...
Yeah. Yet no one could point to a definitive cause shortly after her death. Officials conducted 3 autopsies. One occurred 6 days after the death, then 6 weeks, and right before her burial.
Is this going to be something where it's like she had a very rare blood disease and combined with like a special Mentos flavor caused her blood to like explode?
That
Did I nail it? Can you Control F for that?
Yeah, her body was just an 8th grade science project. Yes, no.
Yeah, somebody poured baking soda into her volcano.
She had just eaten vinegar. Yeah.
And then all the hot dog people on her tum-tum went, ah! Is this respectful?
Oh, man. We should be journalists.
I think we could be. Honestly, Inside Edition, reach out to me.
Yeah, we're great at speculating wildly.
Hey, brother.
I'm coming at you, Inside Edition. A more thorough autopsy.
Stories.
Coming for.
If it leads, it bleeds, bitch.
These aren't just oranges. A more thorough autopsy happened on March 25th. More than a month after Gloria Ramirez passed away. That team concluded that there were signs of Tylenol, lidocaine, codeine, and Tygan in her system.
Whoa.
Is that how you pronounce Tygan?
Yeah, dude, sure. Who cares? She was on that good. She was sipping.
Tygan is an anti-nausea medication, and it breaks down into amines in the body. Amines are related to ammonia, which could explain the ammonia smell in Ramirez's blood sample.
So she was just like throwing back some crazy medicines.
Oh, yeah. No, she was getting weird with her cocktail.
Let's get loud.
Seemingly the entire medicine cabinet. More importantly, the toxicology. Although I guess if you do have late stage cervical cancer, you're probably on a lot of.
Yeah, I've been on all of those.
What for a medical issue, Phil?
Well, Tuesdays.
Tuesdays do suck.
Tuesdays.
Phil, you're like our. Not like no one could sue us for being like Garfield.
Yeah.
Because we pick Tuesdays.
Yeah, if we take Tuesdays. Very good, Phil.
Yeah, Garfield owns Mondays. You can't talk about it.
Camels owned Wednesdays. Garfield owns Mondays. We get Tuesdays.
We're running out of days, baby.
We only got so many.
More importantly, the toxicology report said that Ramirez had large amounts of dimethyl in her blood.
She had a dimethyl, dude?
I don't know what. It has to be sulfone. Sulfone.
I assume that's what is part of sulfonylurea, which I hear on commercials a lot. So yes,
I've heard sulfane but
I've heard of cellophane,
dimethyl-sulfone.
I've heard of cellophones, and I've heard of sulfonal.
So her dimethyl-sulfone does occur naturally in the human body as it breaks down certain substances.
Her dual mobile cell phone.
Once this sentence was a misprint. Once it item enters the body, it disappears quickly with a half-life of just 3 days. However, there was so much in Ramirez's system, it still registered at 3 times the normal amount 6 weeks following the death.
6 weeks following, triple the amount. That's 18.
Oh my God! Darcy's writing on the wall. I mean, on the window.
If you subtract 3 from that, you get 15. 9/11.
Oh my God!
We
Phil,
solved it.
get me the president on the phone.
Mr. President, it's important.
Byron. 3 weeks later.
Hi, Joe Byron.
Joe Byron, you know Emily Blunt.
This is so off. Anyway, we're having a good time.
3 weeks later, on
Shout out
April
to Stone
12th.
Imperial.
3 weeks later, on April 12th, 1994, county officials announced that Ramirez died of heart failure due to the kidney failure brought on by late-stage cervical cancer. Ramirez was diagnosed with cancer 6 weeks before her death. The unusual substances in her blood were too low to explain her death, even though there were elevated levels of ammonia and dimethylsulfone in her body. It took county officials 2 months to release the body
And a Boost Mobile cell phone in her body.
Because of the toxicity levels and the fear that people at any kind of wake would faint or pass out.
That's crazy.
The woman's family was incensed. Her sister blamed deplorable conditions at the hospital for her death.
What?
Although the facility was cited for violations in the past, there was nothing in the county's investigation that pointed to conditions in the hospital being at fault. After an investigation lasting several months, officials concluded that the hospital staff suffered from too much stress and suffered from mass sociogenic illness triggered by an odor. In other words, this was mass hysteria.
That's crazy.
Medical staff at the hospital urged the coroner's office to take a look at the file. The assistant deputy director, Pat Grant, made a startling conclusion. Get ready to get started.
Startle me, Pat. Mr. Thirsty was behind the whole thing.
No!
We control F for you!
Ramirez covered her skin from head to toe in DMSO, or dimethylsulfone, as a possible way to cure her late-stage cervical cancer.
What?
Medical science labeled DMSO a toxic substance in 1965. The reason for Ramirez's use of toxic substance on her skin goes back to when DMSO was all the rage as a cure-all. So this is like
wait, so she thought that this thing... Okay.
She basically was at the end of any possible.
Yeah, I guess she was like,
I'll fucking just try whatever. Like,
yeah, I get that.
In the early 1960s led doctors to believe that DMSO could relieve pain and reduce anxiety. Athletes would even rub DMSO cream on their skin to try to relieve aches and muscles. Then, a study in mice showed DMSO could ruin your eyesight. The fad of DMSO stopped for the most part. It gained an underground following as a cure-all for many types of ailments. Sound familiar? Wink, wink.
Ooh, whoa.
Well, it's like the horse tranquilizer everyone was taking for COVID or whatever.
Ivermectin?
Yeah, so this is basically ivermectin.
Shout out.
Like back then.
Yeah.
By the late 1970s, the only way to get this substance was as a degreaser in hardware stores. The DMSO found in degreasers was 99% pure as opposed to less concentrated form that was in muscle creams in the 1960s.
Grant so she's like 99%.
She's trying to be the cream queen supreme. By buying
it sounds like she accomplished it.
Yes. Grant looked up what happens to DMSO when it's exposed to oxygen and had a revelation. So this is Pat Grant, the dude from the coroner's office.
Yeah.
The substance converts to dimethyl sulfate, not sulfone, because it adds oxygen to its chemical structure. Dimethyl sulfate acts much differently than dimethyl sulfone. As a gas, dimethyl sulfate... Put on your science hats, kids. Dimethyl sulfate vapors destroy cells in people's eyes, lungs, and mouth. When this vapor gets into the body, it can cause convulsions, delirium, and paralysis.
Jesus Christ.
So, not exactly
not the
mass
best
hysteria.
Cure-all.
Of the 20 symptoms described by medical staff that night, 19 of them match symptoms of people who have had exposure to dimethyl sulfate. The medical staff didn't suffer from mass hysteria or stress. They suffered from dimethyl sulfate poisoning. This theory adds up to the fact of the case.
Damn.
Oh, God. DMSO cream
shouty.
would explain the cream that doctors noted on her skin. It would also explain the fruity, garlicky odor coming from the mouth. The most likely explanation is that Ramirez, the toxic lady, used DMSO to try to relieve the pain caused by her cancer, which is so fucking sad.
Super sad.
Real macabre one, Sarah. However,
the
family of Gloria Ramirez denied that she used DMSO at all.
Okay, weird.
The writer kind of chimes in with our just then sentiment of no matter how someone looks at the case, it's sad all the way around.
It is.
The young woman found out she had cancer too late to do anything about it. That's why it's kind of strange that the family would so fervently deny this and blame the hospital if she is already terminal.
I mean, I could see how they could, from a grieving standpoint of like my, sister's daughter.
Right. It's purely emotional and like coping and whatever. It's not, they're not thinking logically is what it sounds like. Of course, I don't know much beyond this. All that's interesting.
I wasn't born yet. I was born.
True. I was born. I was fucking like walking, but
yeah, you were like giggling about like stupid shit.
I was twirling a cane as I strolled, dude.
Yeah, I was just like me, like that.
The young woman.
I have a baby. I've had a baby, so like I know what they sound like.
Phil, where were you in '94?
Let's see. Paw Sox game.
A Paw Sox game. Wow.
Yeah, I was at the Paw Sox game.
That's sick.
That's pretty cool.
I went to one of those when I was a kid. Pawtucket Red Sox, their minor league team. If for you listeners,
for 99% of listeners,
they don't play in Pawtucket anymore. They play in Worcester, I believe. Worcester,
they're another Woo Sox.
Woo Sox,
guys. So if anyone comes up to you and has at like knife point, and they're like, "Tell me where the Paw Sox play now." Now you can.
And you're like, "It's a trick question." They're not the Paw Sox.
You're lucky this time.
Yeah, he puts away the gun and gives you $100. The young woman.
He's like, that's passive income.
The young woman found out she had cancer too late to do anything about it. When medical science could offer her no help, she turned to an archaic substance to try to get some kind of relief. In the end, Gloria Ramirez's nickname of the Toxic Lady is the last sad note of her final days.
That is sad.
Yeah. Almost kind of disrespectful to call her the Toxic Lady. But hey, that's local media, baby.
As I said, headlines, you got to get those clicks, baby.
You got to get those clicks.
That's why we're changing all the titles of our episodes to just generic clickbait bullshit.
Yeah, it's
like this stock will make you millions. And it's like,
are you tired of working a 9 to 5? Listen to this episode on the Toxic Lady.
13 places you won't believe are real.
I bet you wish you worked from here and it was just like a female model in Fiji.
Yeah, and then we're just like, so this guy like had sex with dead people.
We never addressed that. We never addressed the disconnect at all.
What is this the wrong audio for this clip? I don't understand.
Address the disconnect. Should I just make the post for this tomorrow? Just super clickbaity?
Yeah, make it like this crypto will 10x by the end of the month.
Buy this stock now if you want to retire at 30.
This guy retired at 11 years old. Here's how he did it. Just like
Step
covered in
one.
dimethyl sulfide. Yeah. Guys, another one. We should like coin that phrase. That's a good.
Another one. I like it.
Another one. Yeah, I like it. Say it like that again.
Another one.
Yeah, we should do like that.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, here's another one.
Another one.
For you. Hope you enjoyed it. Back on that spooky shit.
Also, don't use DMSO
don't use DMSO.
Any kind of medical
not
anything.
Going to solve things. Also, don't...
If anything, it might just kill you or blind your doctors.
Yeah. Hey, blind a doctor, ride a cowboy.
That's what they always say.
That's my memoir.
Blind a doctor, get apples for life, baby.
Old Granny Smith will give you unlimited supply.
Dude, Granny Smith must be somewhere raking in the royalties, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but the Red Delicious PR team was on another level.
They were.
Guys, thank you for listening to Monday Morning Macabre, the scariest show in podcasting.
Yeah, please calm down. Sorry.
We should get one of those spooky intros like the No Sleep podcast has or something where it's like, you're now entering a world full of spookies and scaries.
That'd be cool. I'd be down to record like a Twilight Zone-esque like.
Yeah. And then we're just like, Sean God, it's bussin'.
The scary door.
Yeah, and everyone
it's money.
Everyone's like, this is the duality between the intro and the ding dong speaking is pretty crazy.
Do you think we might have missed out on something big by calling it Monday Morning Macabre and not Sunday Scaries?
Well, Sunday's the Lord's Day, so I wouldn't have been able to record then.
So. You know what we should do? We should start giving our season subtext. So it should be like Monday Morning Macabre Season 3, The Sunday Scaries.
Oh, or we could do like American Horror Story style where it's like a different genre every time.
Yeah, Monday Morning Macabre.
I mean, it's essentially
where
what you
we rate all the theme parks in America.
Who's got the best roller coasters?
I know the answer to that.
Who? Is it Busch Gardens?
Nah, it's George Bush's backyard, kid.
Wow! If you were to tell me any president had a
roller coaster in their backyard,
it would be George W. Bush. 100%, it would be George W. Bush.
Yeah, not HW, George W.
He'd be like, "Hey, Dick Cheney, you want to come for a ride on my coaster?" And he'd be like, "No, George."
Watch this drive.
All right, man. I'm gonna go around again. Watch when I do the big loop.
Hey, watch me hit the loop.
Can you take a picture when I go down the big one?
Oh, we're so scary, guys. I know you're shivering in your boots.
We've talked. That's the first mention of a president we've had in season 3. Or no, we talked about Byron too.
Oh, hi, Joe Byron. Oh man, guys, thanks for listening. Check out the Patreon if you want more of this great content. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' friends. Who cares, guys? We're having
Christmas
a good time
coming up.
over
Want
here.
some merch to give your grandparents?
Christmas. Can I get a beep? Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Your grandparents will be like, "Why? What are these two monsters fighting?"
You're like,
You'll be
Timmy,
like,
what is this Mothman you're talking about, huh?
Mothman.
Mothman, is that one of your games,
Does
Tim?
he come and get him out of the closet?
Mothman, you mean mothballs that we put in our freaking clothes?
Dude, did America just stop buying mothballs after like that generation?
Turns out they're made out of DMSO, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's now called Moth D's nuts. So a lot of people can't find them anymore.
Helping to prevent ligma.
Your clothes starting to smell like ligma. Moth D's nuts. I think we could honestly make a joke product and probably sell those.
Oh my god! If truck nuts sell,
if truck nuts sell, I mean, we should be millionaires by now
for sure.
Guys, you got a lot of season 3 is banging away.
It'd be banging.
Season 3. I can't say the words I want to say. Guys, thanks for
I like
listening.
that you don't correct that, which makes you sound so sketchy.
Yeah, it does, but that's
what do you want to say? We don't.
No. We're too far gone at this point, guys. Follow us on Twitter, MMMacabrePod, Monday Morning Macabre on Instagram. Check out our website, MondayMorningMacabre.com, for all the merch and Patreon needs, all that bonus content, and anything you want to do to help support the show. Anything you can do to help sports. They need some money.
Help sports.
Buy
them a ball.
Joe Bogren. And besides that, have a good Monday, guys.
Have a great Monday.
Kisses. Mwah.